My name is Dr. Apurv Chauhan. I'm a social and cultural psychologist at King's College London. The research question that my colleague Professor Judith Foster and I looked at was to understand how stigma of homelessness operates through everyday conversations and language, and how everyday talk can both create and perpetuate stigmatizing beliefs about homelessness and those experiencing it. We went about this research by using what people in the UK were saying about homelessness on Twitter. We looked at a sample of tweets, so over 5,000 tweets, where we looked at the text messages that were being posted. We provided the sample to our colleagues who had lived experience of homelessness to rate them as ones which portray homelessness and those experiencing it negatively. The tweets that were rated as negative by colleagues with lived experience were then analyzed by Professor Foster and I to examine for the basis of stigma and the conversational context in which stigma appears. Our findings were that stigma of homelessness generates in lots of really unusual and interesting contexts. One of the main ones that we found was when people experiencing homelessness are used as a point of comparison. For example, a statement like, I would rather be homeless than. Similarly, in attempts to create humor or to self deprecate, people invoke homelessness, such as, I haven't shaved in 3 weeks, I look like a homeless person. What these suggest is that there are certain implicit beliefs that people have associated with homelessness. And that's the second aspect of our findings, where we found that people make assumptions about the appearance and hygiene of those experiencing homelessness. There is assumption that people experiencing homelessness are deviant in their behavior. There is an implicit communication of the undesirability of those experiencing homelessness, whether it's social, it's relational, or it's sexual. We also found that in much of conversations, homelessness is reduced in public understanding to what we can call rough sleeping or street homelessness, and other forms of homelessness are never recognized, or they never make an appearance in public conversations on homelessness. The findings are significant in a number of different ways, but to give the broadest outline, I think they point us in the direction of challenging our assumptions about the attributes of those who are experiencing homelessness. It is also about challenging the way we talk about homelessness in our everyday conversations, and understand that at times when we are simply trying to be funny, for example, and we mention homelessness, or we invoke homelessness, we may be inadvertently, but nevertheless still, perpetuating stigmatizing beliefs about homelessness. So overall, our findings are really important in pointing in the direction of being mindful of the conversational and communicative contexts in which we speak about homelessness. We have produced a checklist, which is a brief document that helps us be mindful of the language that we use and the communication practices we adopt. It includes 9 points that are overall reminders, but they're really practical. One of them, for example, is we should be careful about when we mention homelessness, and make sure that we only mention the housing status of the person when it's relevant to the goals of the conversation. Mentioning someone or identifying someone as homeless in a situation where it is not relevant is something we must avoid doing, and doing so would help us reduce the stigma of homelessness and its perpetuation in the social world.